What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another day, another video. And today is going to be like a deck profile and more like a weekend update on how the deck performed, the matchups I had, what I would change. And yeah, honestly, the deck did amazing. I played in an OTS this weekend and I ended up going 4-2 or something like that, I believe. And the losses that I had could have been preventable. It was me not playing 2 Golemel instead of 1. And I would also say just mismanaging my Altherion bounces. So I should have been bouncing some extra deck monsters back, but I was just making sure I had hand economy. So I prioritized hand economy more than extra deck economy, and that cost me 2 matches, unfortunately. But other than that, the deck did amazing. Like, I played against Raizio Mitsu, I did a mirror match, I played against Chimera, I played against Memento. It was a good variety. The one matchup that I didn't get to actually play against was Yummy. For some reason, I just avoided all the Yummy matches. But other than that, the deck did really, really well. The inclusion of the small branded and K9 engine really caught a lot of people off guard, and it also raised the ceiling of the deck by a lot. But this is what I played, and I will also mention the changes that I would make as we go. But it's going to be the triple Phimina, the triple Lucius, triple Malulu, sorry for the glare, 1 Pen, and 1 Urgula. Moving forward, I might bump the Urgula back to 2 because it's good recursion, and it gives you back row pop so you can hit like the Yummy Field spell, etc. And for the spells, we did the triple Rahu and the triple Ketu. And then for the traps was 1 Flame, 1 Horn. These overperformed amazingly. Being able to just bounce things back or negate a spell and shuffle resources back. And this was another mismanagement of mine. I should have been bouncing back my extra deck monsters instead of putting back like main deck monsters or main deck spells. So that's another thing that I caught myself doing a lot. So maybe I can only play 1 Golemel and just improve my card economy and card management. But these were amazing. Being able to do the standard end board of ending on both of these with the Golemel and Altherion was more than enough. And yeah, I loved it. It was great. Alrighty, and for the K9 engine, it's going to be the triple Azuna and the 1 Lupus. This was amazing. So being able to start your turn off, like going first, and they like Ash Blossom you, like stopping your Ketu, or they do something, and you're just like, okay, cool, drop Azuna, Lupus, make Ripper, and then they're like, well, crap, now my Nibiru's dead. So this was really good, and having Lupus as a discard outlet to make your fusion. So like if you dead draw this in your hand, you can just fuse it away, put it in the graveyard, and then whenever your opponent does something, you can summon it back out. And then the cool thing is with Pan, when one of these guys is destroyed, you can special summon one of your non-fusion Dracotails back out, and then you can just use Lupus effect, overlay your Phimina, which is a level 5, and just go into a Ripper or a Valon. So it's kind of sick. People forget about it when you use it for fusion, leave it in the graveyard. They're like, oh, he drew the brick. It's not really a brick, and it's also really usable. So those 4 cards was my K9 engine, and I wouldn't change it. It was great. Now for the branded engine, we're doing the 1 Blazing Cartesia, 1 Fallen of Albaz, 1 Branded Fusion, and the 1 Fusion Deployment. And I was testing 1 Shadal Beast. This took the place of the 2nd Arugula from my previous deck profile. So this overperformed as well. This is really, really good. I didn't want to lean too hard into branded because I wanted to play a Dracotail deck, primarily Dracotail. I didn't want to have a small Dracotail engine, 60 card branded, because it just didn't feel right to me. I love playing 40 cards, and I just wanted this sub engine to really raise the ceiling, and it did phenomenally. Like them negating the Rahu, and then you just drop a branded fusion. Crazy. I won a game against Raizio Mitsu. He made full board, crazy board. I opened Fallen of Albaz with Super Poly. I just set the Albaz, Super Poly, hit the detonator because he didn't have the Eclipse under it, and was able to just break the entire board. Super sick. So like pairing that up with going like Altherion, send 3 or 4 cards from your hand to the graveyard to bounce that many cards, and then chain blocking it to where you literally can just prevent them from doing the Mirakumo like negate or whatever. It was really sick. It was really cool. And then just like having this extra layer, like being able just to fusion deployment, bring Cartesia out, and then ending your board with the normal board of the Altherion and Golemel, and then just have this as like a sub. It's like sick. It's really cool. Beast, I would say underperformed. Like it's cool because you can constantly recycle it. So like you use it as a fusion material, draw a card. Altherion, bounce it back. Use it as fusion material, draw a card. I didn't play Winda, preface that, because I didn't have enough darks to make it make sense. But, you know, in a world where you're playing more Shaddoll monsters, more dark monsters, it would make sense, you know? But this was good, but it also was not great, you know? So there's that. Now for Nun Engine. We stuck with the normal triple Ash, triple Perulia, triple Fulos, and triple Super Poly. These 12 cards were perfect. I have no complaints. No complaints at all. Even going first, when I would open multiple of these, you can literally just fuse them away and gain resources that you already used. So they're never really useless. They're never really dead. But these are the best cards, in my opinion, to make your opponent make a half board or make them make suboptimal plays to where you can actually, you know, focus on the crackback and be able to break the board. I'm super happy that I played Ash Blossom over Droll and Lock in the main, because Ash really was able to hit like opponents' Fualoses, their own Perulias, or just like extenders. So this covered more than Droll did, even me playing multiple Rise Don't Miss You matchups. So this was perfect. And then being able to recycle the Ash Blossoms was amazing. So like you can use an Ash Blossom, and then during your opponent's turn or later in your turn, you can Altherion, bounce the Ash Blossom. Because in OCG, that's why this deck was really good, because you can Max C them, and then Altherion, bounce the Max C back, and then Max C them again. So this is kind of like that, kind of not, but still good. So 40 cards, wouldn't change anything. The only actual change I can possibly make is just changing the Shaddoll Beast for another Arugula, just for more like recursion, being able to put back your Golemel and other stuff like that. But Beast wasn't bad. It just, I feel like it could have been better. But until we get the new stuff, I might stick with the Beast in there. So really, really good. Now moving into the extra deck. This is where some changes might be made. So just standard double Altherion, 1 Golemel, and then the branded engine was 1 Mirror Jade, 1 Granganol, 1 Lubellion, 1 Rinbrum. Now, the one thing that I would possibly change is changing the Rinbrum into another Golemel. But again, my losses could have been prevented by better card economy and better card management. So using Altherion to bounce back the Golemel into the extra deck, or using my Arugula to put back the Golemel and have better, you know, management of cards. So either or could be true, but I'm going to lean towards me just misplaying and mismanagement than this, because this was perfect. And the cool thing with Rinbrum is Rinbrum uses Fallen of Albaz plus any Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast. So this actually utilizes your dead Fualos, and it actually plays into using your Lupus. So if you Lupus You dump it to the graveyard, you summon it back out. You can even still make the Renbrum. And another thing is you can just go Fallen of Albaz into a Yummy board, activate effect. All of their stuff are beasts. So even if they chain something or whatever, you just make Renbrum. And Renbrum effect is you negate something, bounce something. And then when this is in the graveyard with Fallen of Albaz, you can special summon one of them out. So sick, really cool. It's an interaction that a lot of people don't count on or even think about. So this might stay the same. I just have to be better. So, and then for the Super Poly targets, we're doing the Mysterion, Secretarion, Mud Dragon, and Garura. So these were perfect. Super Poly targets, nothing to say about that. You can make the Mysterion and Secretarion in engine using the Phimina. And this actually came up amazingly because if you don't know Mysterion's effect, let's read it. If a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself or a monster with the same original type, you can target one of those special summon monsters, banish that monster, banish all monsters from the field with the same original type. So I kind of misplayed, but this can hit Orchist. So I thought it only banished one of the monsters instead of all of them. So if I would have realized it banished all of them, then I would have won that match. But this is also a match where I mismanaged the Golemel. So in my head, I deserve to lose that match. But this is really good as well. And it has just a lot of applications. So any monster that uses its own effect to special summon itself out. So when a Galatea Eye would special summon itself out using its own effect, you can banish all the Galateas, all the machines or whatever. So that is a fun fact with that. Now for the small link package I played was the 1 Spirit of Eyes of Blue and the 1 Hieratic Seal. So these, being able to do the other end board, were really, really good. Turning your Lucius into a Spirit of Eyes of Blue and then summoning the Altherion to make the Hieratic Seal. So ending on the Seal plus the Golemel plus both traps really puts your opponent in a weird predicament, especially if they don't know that you're playing the Fallen of Albaz engine. So you can either summon out the Albaz and fuse away one of their stuff, or you can summon out your Malulu and just fuse away your stuff and go into like an Altherion, or you can go into your Golemel. So really, really good. Doesn't take up a lot of spots, and it comes up more often than not. And for rank 5s is going to be the Ripper and Valon. These were my 2 choices. And again, they were great. I didn't have any qualms about that. I actually won a match against Chimera because he made a light and dark Chaos Angel. And I really had no out to that other than the trap that bounces attack position monsters or a Super Poly, which I had. So I was able to make a Valon with the K9 engine, and I was like, anything here? And they were like, no. And I was like, cool, Super Poly, make Mud Dragon. And he was like, well, crap, I lose now. So management of cards is a good thing, knowing really silly plays. But yeah, this was great. Again, the only change I could possibly make is remove Renbrum for a second Golemel. But again, I can just be better at card economy and card management, so that would never come up again. Now for the side deck, I was a little iffy on the side deck because I wasn't sure what decks were going to be popular because there's no ban list yet. So there's going to be a bunch of, open-ended deck lists. So I figured there was going to be a bunch of Raizio Mitsu because it's still good. Nothing to stop you from playing it. There's still Malice. There's still Memento. There's still everything. So until we get a ban list, a side deck was kind of weird for me to prepare for, but we went with this. We went with the Triple Judgment, 1 Called By, Triple Spellbound. I'll talk about this after. We did the double Meows, the triple Lancia, and I put the Joel and Lock inside. Everything did what it was supposed to do. The judgments were Judgments because I really wasn't sure what was going to be played. And Judgment just covers everything. And this was my tech of choice for the event, Triple Spellbound. So if you're unaware, let's read it right here. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed or used as material for fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link summon until the end of this turn. So my theory was, if I'm going to play against Yummy, going first, if they summon 2 of their Yummy guys, I'll just Spellbound, and now they can't use them for anything. Or if they go Obedient Schooled, summon out 3 of them, okay, cool, Spellbound. Now they can't do anything. They're just useless. They're useless cards. And then going into like Raziel Mitsu, when they go like Ice, summon another guy, Spellbound. What do? Now you either have to have hard drawn your Habakiri to combo off, or you have to just rely on your Nun Engine to help you pass the turn. Or hopefully you draw a bunch of, you know, Raziel cards and you can combo off from there. But this was really cool. I really didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to. I did side it in, but my one time I did get to use it was against Memento, and he summoned the sheep to fuse, and he only had 2 cards in hand, so I knew that he had to use the sheep on board. So I chained Spellbound to his Memento fusion, and he just chained another Memento fusion. So there's that. That sucked, and I lost that match. But yeah, this card's really cool. Could it be replaced with something better, like D-Barrier, Dark Ruler No More, Evenly Matched? Yeah, but I feel like this was more flexible, and this could be used in a bunch of like different matchups. But yes, that was my deck. That's what I played. The deck, again, did amazing. I love this deck. It's really, really fun to play. It's so open-ended. There's no right way to play it. You could play the 60-card branded version. You could play the Shadal version. You could play the Chimera version. I feel like this is the best deck to pick up if you don't want to just focus on one singular deck, because this deck can be played a multitude of different ways, versus if you play Yummy, you're literally just playing Yummy. But yeah, great deck. I loved it. If you have any questions, any concerns, feel free to comment, man. I usually try to reply to everything as quick as possible when you comment. But yeah, I loved it. I hope y'all enjoyed the deck profile. I appreciate y'all. Later. Peace.